Welcome to the 3rd of March, 2023. My name is Jimmy Bradbury. I help people create online businesses around their passion, skill set, hobby, whatever it is you enjoy doing and wanting to share it with other people to help them move forward in their life, just sharing your knowledge and experience. And I've been doing that for the last 5 years, building my own online business, but also helping other people to do that as well. Over 100 people from all walks of life, all around the world. And it's just the most enjoyable thing, I reckon, that I've ever done in my whole career, bar none. And just seeing the impact that you make on people, like today I was working with a new client and helping her build her very first online course. And I believe that that's really the first step to building your online business around programs and courses, sharing your knowledge and experiences, to start with an online course. For many reasons, it gives a lot of depth in what you know to people who need your information. It also is very affordable, and it's also able to generate passive income for you, meaning once you create it once, you can sell it multiple times. But I was helping her build her first online course today, and I want to share with you, I'll try and do this very quickly, but it's 11 steps. So 10, 11. And it's 11 steps around how you build an online course that is very different to what a lot of people do. Whether it's another platform like Udemy or Masterclass, there's so many of them out there that are doing online courses and programs. And I believe that the way I do it and the way I've been trained to do it is very different to other people. So some context setting. I think when a lot of people do online courses, they adopt that kind of school teacher mentality, the school teacher mentality, who is at the back of the classroom or at the front of the classroom and just teaches from knowledge that they have. And they do it in a way that there's very little engagement with the student. And they certainly don't go to the levels of the steps that I go through, and I'm going to share those with you today. So that's big, and it almost ends up like this kind of monologue that they're speaking, and there's no engagement. There's certainly no, and I've seen this in universities as well, not just in schools. So I think that if you're a school teacher watching this, if you're a university teacher watching this, hopefully you'll get some ideas as well. But whether you're teaching guitar, whether you're teaching, it's great to see. I've got a lot of my old colleagues when I was in the corporate world now following me here with my new life online. And it's great because some of them came from a great marketing background, some of them came from an engineering background, some of them came from surveying backgrounds, some of them come from engineering backgrounds. There's so many different areas they've come from, and they can do exactly the same thing. They can teach or share knowledge that they've already got and experiences to be able to help other people move forward in their life. And they can do it with an abundance of an audience now, because online, you've just got tens of thousands of people potentially you can talk to every day and share what you know and be able to help them, and in doing so be able to monetize your knowledge. So the 11 steps of building an online course. Step number 1 is, and this is before you even get to the teaching, number 1 is kind of give them that big picture. So set the context. I'm always, when I'm talking about something or making a presentation, I always start with the context, the framework, because you have to set the scene before you get into teaching. Otherwise, people just get lost. They don't know what the bigger picture is. So setting the context before you dive into the teaching is really important. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is to be able to paint the picture of the holistic value of the course or the module or the lesson in relative to the person you're teaching it to, in terms of their life, their finances, their relationships, their career, their knowledge, whatever it might be. Set that holistic value for them so that they can see the benefit of going through the course or the module. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is tell people or teach people or share with people why they struggle, why most people struggle with this particular area. So for example, if you're teaching people how to swim, so if you're teaching people how to swim, you could share the struggle that you might have had. So if I was teaching people how to swim, I'd share with them how I struggled with freestyle when I started swimming. Believe it, I think it's got to do with a subconscious event that happened to me when I was young. I nearly drowned. when I was a young kid, about 2 or 3 years of age in Ireland. But I tell people about that struggle that I had, and then that's step number 3. And step number 4 is then you teach them or share with them how it is you found a solution to it. So in my case, back to the swimming, if I was teaching swimming, I struggled with freestyle, I got some help, I figured out that the breathing, the kicking, the arm action is done in a certain way. I found a solution to how to now, today, and this is real, I love freestyle swimming. So I showed them what the journey was to get the result. Step number 5 is paint the picture of what the goal is you're trying to achieve in the module or the lesson. What is it the outcome is you're trying to achieve? So those are 5 steps before you even get to the teaching. Now we start getting into the teaching, and you teach the points or the steps within that particular module or lesson. That's step number 6. And step number 7 is teach them the things to do and look out for, and the things not to do. So do's and don'ts. Step number 8, which is big. Now this is huge, and I believe this is the single big thing that teachers don't teach students. In the online world, it's 80% mindset, 20% knowing the strategies and tactics. You have to have the mindset to believe in yourself that you can do it. So you have to help people when you're teaching them to create that mindset of resilience and growth to be able to get through the challenges that they have on the particular topic. So if somebody was teaching me how to swim freestyle, they would have to teach me how to get into my head and understand that the things that I was fearful about for online or for freestyle were things that happened to me when I was a young kid. They're not necessarily things that I need to be fearful of today, but subconsciously I still held them. They would have to help me through that thought process. So that's really important, helping people with their mindset. Step number 8. Step number 9 is give them examples of other people who've gone through that particular module or lesson so that they can make it real for them. It's not just you teaching, but there's examples of other people who've actually got success. That's step number 9. Step number 10 is give them some tool or download or example or something to work with, a prompt sheet or a worksheet, so that they can actually use that to be able to implement the lesson or the module you're teaching. That's step number 10. And step number 11 is do a summary of the whole particular lesson or module and recognize the things that they learned, the action that they need to take, and then pre-frame the next lesson. Those 11 steps, if you get those right, you'll be so different when you're building an online course. You really will. You're not just that teacher at the end of the room is just teaching around knowledge. You're actually building in emotions. You're building in, how it isn't easy, how you struggled with or how other people struggled with it, how it is you can then build that mindset of resilience and growth to be able to get through those challenges, the things to look out for, the things to do, and then having the equipment and the tools and the examples to be able to help you and see other people succeeding and how they succeeded. Pull all that together and you'll build a successful online course. That is for me absolutely central to the online teaching that I do with my students when they're building an online business, particularly when it's an online course. Hopefully that's helped you today. If you need to know more about me, up on my website, jimmybradbury.com, that's JIMMI, bradbury.com. You get lots of free information, content about me, see testimonials, see some of my courses and programs that you can join if you want. And I just, if you've got some knowledge and experience, get it out and share it with the world. Package it, promote it, position yourself, and make an impact on other people and get paid for it as well. And it'll give you more freedom than ever you could imagine in your life. And say, if you need to know more about me, up on my website, jimmybradbury.com, and I look forward to talking to you again soon. Hopefully that's been helpful.